Hey guys, Coach Sharp here. Um, so I know we still had that volume worksheet that we'd been working on and didn't get to finish. So now I'm gonna post videos on those. So this first video, the first side of the first page, I think everybody had down. Probably even finished most of the second page too. But I'm gonna start on the back side of the first page, which I'm calling the second page out of 4, and gonna do the rest of those up until the word problems, and then word problems might take 1 or 2 more videos because those might take a little longer to explain. But these are just, you're given the figures and you either got to find the volume or find a missing measure. So let's get started on that. All right, so we're starting on number 10 on the back of the first page. Find the volume of the sphere. So again, if you notice the line that is going across, that is the diameter, because it goes all the way across. The diameter is 14 meters, which means the radius is half of that, which is 7. So again, the formula, let's go over them all real quick. Formula is 4/3 pi r cubed. And again, when you're punching that in the calculator, you can do it like that, but then when you go to punch in the calculator, you can do 4 times pi times the radius cubed divided by 3. So you've got 4/3 pi times 7 cubed. So 4 times pi times 7 cubed. All that divided by 3 gives you 1,436.76 meters cubed. Next problem, same exact thing, except now you have a radius of 9 kilometers. Again, it's only half the line, so it's already the radius. So instead of using 7, we use 9. Punch in the exact same, and I get 3,053.63 cubic kilometers cubed, however you want to say it. All right, number 12. Find the volume of the square pyramid. Again, when it says square pyramid, there's one on the front side. It means the base is a square. If you look, there's a congruency mark here as well as here. So it means this side is 10. The base is 10. So I've got 1/3 length times width times height. 10 times 10 times 15. Again, this is a pyramid. Again, if you flip to the front, they originally gave you base times height, which is, again, how they have it on the formula sheet. But what we're going to do is 1/3 length times width times height. And again, when you're punching the calculator, you can do length times width times height divided by 3. So I've got 10 times 10 times 15 divided by 3, which is 500. They don't give us an actual unit, so we'll just say units cubed, whatever the unit would be. All right, so number 1, number 5, and then there's one more in the back, which I'll show you. I told y'all could skip these. Again, the idea of these was that you have a right triangle formed by the radius and the height. And you're supposed to use the trig ratios to figure out these. And then once you had the height and the radius, you could get the volume. But we're going to skip those. All right, number 2. Cone has a volume of 50 pi. Find the height. So again, we got to go look at the volume of a cone. 1/3 pi r squared h. Again, this is just if you're trying to calculate on your own. I already know the volume, so I'm setting it equal to 1/3 pi r squared h. So the volume is 50 pi equals 1/3 pi. R is 5, so r squared h. First thing we can do, I didn't cross them out because I want y'all to see this before I would do so. Again, when I've got pi on both sides, you can just go ahead and cross them out, okay? They cancel each other out. So what I've got left now is 50, which I'm going to write as 50 over 1. Here I've got 5 squared, which is 25, times the height. That can go in the numerator here, so 25h divided by that 3. Then I'm just going to cross multiply. 50 times 3 is 150. 25h times 1 is 25h. 25h equals 150. Divide both sides by 25. H is 6. All right, number 3. Same idea, except now I have a sphere. We already looked at the formula for the volume of a sphere. So the volume is 36 pi. So 36 pi equals 4/3 pi r cubed. Again, with a sphere, radius is the only missing measure. The 4/3 is constant and pi is constant. First thing is to cancel out the pi's. All right, 36 is 36 over 1. Then I've got 4 in the numerator times r cubed divided by 3. Cross multiply. 36 times 3 is 108. 4r cubed times 1 is 4r cubed. So it leaves you with that. Divide both sides by the 4. Gives me r cubed equals 27. Take the cube root. Again, here I will write this when you take the cube root. Okay. Had to put 3 down there because I left myself room. Again, if you happen to have a scientific calculator like this, what you can do is you can turn it on. Okay. You see the cursor blinking. So I'm going to hit 3. I'm going to start with 3 because that's the root that I want. Second, my caret right there. So the big arrow, again, we call it caret. Above it, you see the radical sign with the x outside. It means I'm taking the cube root of 27, which is 3. On your iPhone calculator, let me just try to write room for it. On the iPhone calculator, at least, I don't know about an Android, when you turn it sideways, you have a couple buttons that look like this. That's taking the square root. That's taking the cube root. So I do have that. So all I got to do on the iPhone calculator is hit 27 and then hit that button, and it should give you your 3. All right, number 4. Find the volume. Hint, find the height using the Pythagorean theorem first. Did show y'all, a lot of y'all this in class. We talked about it. So it's the slanted cone using that cavallari principle we talked about. It's slanted, the base is still on the ground though, so I'll still use the same volume formula. But before I can do that, I got to get the height. Again, this 13 is not the height. That is the side of the cone. The height is from the tip to the ground. So I got to get what's over here. I already wrote it in. But this is going to be, you have a right triangle. So we can say 5 is A, this side is B, 13 is my hypotenuse C. So 5 squared plus B squared equals 13 squared. Gives me 25 plus B squared equals 169. Subtract 25 from both sides. B squared is 144. Take the square root, B is 12. So I fill that in. That's now my height. So now coming down here, again, volume of a cone, 1/3 pi r squared h. We already saw it. So 1/3 times pi times 8 squared times 12. So again, now this is where I'm going to rewrite it like this. Just do pi times r squared times h divided by 3. Gives me 804.25. Again, no actual units are given, so we just say units cubed. Skip over to 6. The volume of the cylinder, it gave us 423. I don't know if it was supposed to be that or if it was a typo, but we're going to change it to 432. I think I told every class that. Maybe I didn't. So we're going to change that to 432. That's what's going to give us an even number. So we got to find the radius. So I don't think we've seen a cone yet. We have not. Or cylinder, excuse me. So cylinder is just pi r squared h. Okay? So the volume is 432 pi equals pi times the radius squared times the height, which is 12. Again, the pi's are going to cancel. So I got 432 equals 12 r squared. Divide both sides by 12. Gives me 36 equals r squared. Square root both sides, and my radius is 6. All right, number 7. The volume of this rectangular pyramid is 180 kilometers cubed. What is the width? So the height, again, from the tip straight down to the middle of the base is 10. My length is 9, so I'm looking for the width. So I've got 180 is my volume equals, we already did the formula for a pyramid, 1/3 length times width times height. So 9 times my width times my height. 9 times 10 is 90. Then I take 1/3 of that, which is 30. So 180 equals 30W. Divide both sides by 30. That is 6. Forgot to put my km, kilometers. Okay. All right. Number 8. Find the radius of a cylinder that has a volume of 72 pi. So again, we already saw a cylinder problem. All right. 72 pi equals pi r squared times 8. Pi's cancel out. 72 equals 8r squared. Divide both sides by 8. R squared is 9. Square root both sides, and my radius is 3. Again, I'll show that just in case y'all need to see it. Take the square root. You don't have to put a 2 outside. You can just take the square root. That cancels. My radius is 3. All right, number 9. Again, we're not given an actual diagram, but it tells us a sphere has a volume of 32/3 pi cubic centimeters. What is its radius? So volume is 32/3 pi. Formula is still 4/3 pi r cubed. Again, this is the only variable for a sphere. So pi's cancel out at 32/3. Stick r cubed in the numerator. So 32/3 equals 4r cubed over 3. You could multiply both sides by 3 and just cross them out, but to try to keep it consistent with what we're doing on the other parts of the paper, I cross multiply. 32 times 3 is 96. 3 times 4r cubed is 12r cubed. So 96 equals 12r cubed. Divide both sides by 12. Gives me 8 equals the radius cubed. So we're going to do the same thing we did up here about getting the cube root. And we do that and get a radius of 2 centimeters. All right. Number 10 is the same problem, except I have a different volume now. 108/3 pi cubic centimeters. So same setup. This is just change from 32 to 108. Pi's cancel out. 108/3 equals 4r cubed over 3. Cross multiply. 108 times 3 is 324. 3 times 4r cubed is still 12r cubed. Divide both sides by 12. Well, let me show it on this one. Since I have a little room now, divide both sides by 12. Gives me 27 equals r cubed. Do the same thing to get the cube root, and we get a radius of 3 centimeters. All right, number 11. Another cylinder one, but now instead of being given the height, we're given the radius. Volume is 75 pi, find the height. So volume 75 pi equals pi r squared, so 5 squared times the height. Pi's cancel out. 75 equals 5 squared, which is 25, times the height. Divide both sides by 25, and your height is 3. 12, again, that's another one with the trig identity, so we'll skip that one. 13, so 13 and 14 are the same. Find the volume. Hint, it's a cylinder in the middle and 2 half spheres. We talked about a half sphere in class, but if you think about it, again, this cylinder, if the radius up here is 6, it's got to be down there as well. So the half spheres are going to be the same. So really, the 2 half spheres in this instance just give us 1 whole sphere. So all I got to do is calculate the volume of the cylinder, the volume of the sphere with that radius, and add them together. So cylinder, pi r squared h. So pi times 6 squared times 5, punch that straight in the calculator. You get 565.49. Again, no units are given, so units cubed. Sphere, 4/3 pi r cubed. So again, radius is 6, 6 cubed. So again, punch in the calculator like this. 4 times pi times 6 cubed divided by 3 equals 904.78 units cubed. And then all I got to do is add them together and get 1,470.27 units cubed. 14, same way, all right? Same shape, except different height and radius. So cylinder is pi r squared h. 3 is the radius, 8 is the height. Punch that straight in, get 226.19. Sphere, 4/3 pi r cubed. Again, radius is 3, so 4 times pi times 3 cubed. Divided by 3 gives me 113.10 units cubed. Add them together, I get 339.29 units cubed. So there are the ones with the diagrams. Looking at the paper now, there are 12 word problems. I might just break that up into 2 videos of 6 and 6, depending on how long each one takes, or I might just do one as 12. Now I'll go up at some other point this week, because I'm going to be posting the last video from the first packet, as well as all the videos on this week's packet as well. Again, since I did give this one to y'all before break, and everybody should have it, this will definitely, again, not going to make y'all turn in right now while we're gone, but this one will probably be due within a couple days of getting back from whenever we get back to school. So make sure that y'all got this done. You do what I just did in the video, and when I put the word problems up, y'all do this as well. So until then, I'll see y'all next time.